Hello everybody, hope y'all are doing good out there today. So I already filmed an unboxing of this knife and showed it and so on, but I decided not to upload that one because first off it took me way too long. It just took me forever to do it, so the video was real long. And second off, I don't believe I did the knife justice in that video because of the lighting and so on, and so I'm redoing it here. So this is not an unboxing because you're not going to get my initial reactions. But nevertheless, we've got a new knife to look at here. Now you'll remember that the other day I got this Bear & Son Barlow, and I've been carrying it and making some videos of it since, and this is a really well-made knife. And I've really been enjoying carrying it and liking it a whole lot, and I was wanting to get another just to check and just to see if the rest of their knives are this well made and if they are as nice as that Barlow is there. And I thought about it and thought about it and thought about which version I was going to try to test and just to see, because two of course don't tell you the whole picture, but two in a row, if they're different patterns from different times, that kind of tells you that they're working to improve either way, that they're doing pretty good. And like I say, I like this Barlow so much I wanted to try another, and I wanted to try it again in this nice rosewood handle. Y'all know that some of my favorite patterns would be the Peanut, the Trapper, Sodbuster, and the Stockman. And so I decided I was going to try a Stockman here. This box looks exactly the same as the other box, I believe. I don't see much difference at all. But you'll notice here, we say this right here, 247R, 4-inch Rosewood Stockman. Now, you'll notice that 47 is interesting, and why I say that is because cases. Regular knife they call the Stockman is called a 47 also, and so I'm guessing Bear & Son stole that name because so many people would call it a 47 Stockman. The 6 means this is jigged material, this one's jigged bone. Then the 3 means 3 blades, 47 means it's a medium Stockman. Now, on this one over here, well, not a medium Stockman. It means it's their larger of their Stockmans, the 3 and around 7/8 to 4 inches. Now, this one you'll notice is a 247R. I don't know what the 2 is for, but the 47 means, of course, that it's an same size Stockman roughly. The R stands for Rosewood. And you see they're calling this a 4-inch, but I imagine it's just a little below 4-inch. Nevertheless, let's get this out of here. And like I said, I've already had this out because I already filmed unboxing it and stuff, and I just did not feel that I'd done it justice. So we got our box here, and we've got our warranty information inside of the box. We don't need to mess with that, I don't reckon. Got this nice little pouch. This little pouch is a nice touch rather than just wrapping paper. It's really nice. Let me set this Barlow out of the way. So here's our Stockman. Take a look at that. Look at the bolsters. Look at those brass pins shining. Look at that wood. The bolsters are completely flush. Same thing with the pins, smooth as it can be. Looking at the back springs here. Look how nice and tightly everything is put together. I mean, absolutely no complaints there. Look how nice and square everything is here at the top with the springs, how square they're cut off and everything. Here's this side. The only small thing I might notice is there is a slight indentation in the wood right there. What does that matter? I don't care. I'm going to be using it. That don't mean nothing, but that's the only thing I see that somebody might be able to pick on. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that dark rosewood color, and I like it not having a shield. It makes it look so sleek. Look how nice and rounded each of the corners are. You can see my head looking over the camera there. These bolsters are just beautiful. Let's look at blade centering. For a Stockman, I think it's just fine. You'll notice they got the main blade right about down the center. They've got the sheep's foot blade a little toward the main blade, and they got the spade blade a little toward the liner. Now, if you wanted to, you could move that sheep's foot blade a little closer to the spade blade, and the spade blade a little closer to the sheep's foot, but I'm not messing with it. This is good for a Stockman, and Stockman blades are going to rub anyway, so I'm giving that a pass. That looks good to me. So now let's check out our blades. Our first blade is going to be this Turkish style clip point. Well, I may not say Turkish style. It's a mix between a regular clip and a Turkish clip. Where it really makes this look like a Turkish is the location of the nail nick. But I'll tell you there, as a lot of us know, a nail nick in that position makes the knife blade easier to open because of the laws of leverage. So that's a good place, and I like the way it looks. It's different. It looks kind of neat. Got a edge going all the way across it. Now, I did not need to sharpen any of the blades on this knife, but I went ahead and did sharpen 2 of them just to put a finer edge on them, but they would still shave the way they were. So I really probably shouldn't have messed with it. Sorry if you hear any wind noise out here. The wind's picked up suddenly. You can see right here just how tight and square everything is there. Look at that. There is no light. This is put together tight as it can be. You can see they got a nice mirror polish on here. You can see the side of the house right there in the vinyl siding. And if I, move around, you'll be able to see me in there. It's just a mirror polish. It's really nice. Looks great, too. Let's look at this Tang stamp. Here it is, Bear & Son USA. There's 4 dots on the left, 5 on the right. Does that mean this is a 21? Let me know down in the comments below if you know. Snap going down is perfect. It's just great. Going open is getting there. This knife was really tight on the clip blade and the spade blade, and it's working its way in. Now, I would rather have a knife that's put together super tight and the blade has to work in to be smooth than have a blade that's put together with light shining through it in places, because it's going to just loosen up way too much. So if you get one of these, just wash it out real good, oil it, and just keep using it. That blade will wear in. But this has this steel liners, and so I think it's going to take longer than it would with case and a lot of other brass knives. Secondary blade, what makes the Stockman a Stockman? Why, it's that old sheep's foot blade everybody loves so much. If you've never had a sheep's foot blade, you need to get one and try it out. It's the box cutter. It's the great utility blade. This one's great. Good size, good shape. Nice mirror polish to it. No complaints. Just a great all-around classic shaped sheep's foot blade. Snaps excellent again. I'll let this one fall down because I don't think it'll get blade wrap. But I don't know if any of the blades on this would get blade wrap or not. I don't have enough time with it yet to see. But nevertheless, I normally let my blades down anyhow. Then your third blade is going to be this little spade blade. And this is just a classic spade blade shape. Some people love it. Some people are just okay about it. Some people don't like it at all. I'm into just whatever. It's okay. Got 2 of the great blades. On a Stockman like this, the spade blade is my hard use blade. I leave a coarser edge on it and use it for stuff I don't want to dull my other blades. Now, some interesting things to say about this right here. Some things that are interesting that I really like. If you look at the blade here, you look at the Ricasso or the Tang, whatever you want to call it. See how they have the blade itself off-centered? You can see that exact same thing about the sheep's foot. See that sticking out over there instead of being right down the center? This is what Case does on some of their more expensive knives, like their Tony Bose knives. And that makes it easier to center these blades if I so wanted to. But that's great. They're a good thickness. They're not too thin, not too thick. Spade blade's the thinnest, then the sheep's foot, then the clip blade. That's one thing I noticed. Another thing to notice is this is a classic 2-spring Stockman, just like they ought to be. And I don't say that meaning a whole lot, other than some of them, of course, have 3 springs. Buck and the 47 Stockman from Case. Nevertheless, I kind of like the classic 2-spring design, though there's nothing wrong with the 3 either. Then, of course, you're going to have the liner right down through the middle. A few things I've noticed about this that Bear & Son has evidently done lately in the updates. The first one is that this now has this nice mirror polished blade instead of the satin it used to have. Oh, I like this mirror polish. It looks great. It's easy to maintain, it's clean, and it's beautiful. I like that. Great upgrade, Bear & Son. The second thing is the pins. If you look at old pictures of this knife, it only had 1 pin in the center. Now it's got 3 pins in it, just like a knife traditionally has. And it looks great with those brass pins. It looks great on that wood and nickel silver. This is a beautiful knife. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but this is an absolutely beautiful knife. The tension on the springs is great. holds itself open good. It feels good. And one thing I've got to say is this knife feels so great in the hand. It's one of them that just the design on it. It's sleek, it's long, it's rounded. There's no hot spots, there's no sharp spots. See how nice and flat the clip lays and the spade blade lays. So if you're using your sheep's foot, oh, it's so comfortable. It just feels absolutely great. This might be one of the best ergonomic knives I've ever held. I'm not positive, but it sure feels good. And even the clip blade here, they've got the sheep's foot blade sunk down in the handle quite a bit, and so it's not sticking up enough that I can't even feel it. It feels great. Whether you're pulling towards you, cutting like this, or cutting down, this knife feels so good in the hand. I don't know how to say it enough. It feels great. Now price, this knife is, if you get it for full price, it's like $44, and that's shipped to your door. That's a great buy on this knife. Absolutely great buy. You can get other versions with walnut handles, carbon steel blades, and different stuff. Don't worry, this rosewood is great. If you want to go with this, it's a great one. One thing I've noticed neat about their wood is, sometimes we talk about grip. If you get your hand wet and you want to be able to hold on to the knife, this wood gets a little tacky when it gets wet, and so it gives you some grip, which is pretty cool. But now let's compare this very, very briefly to the Case 47 Stockman. I plan to do a full-on video comparing the two later on. Size-wise, they're the same size, basically. For all useful and intensive purposes, they are identical size-wise. They've each got 3 blades. You'll notice the Case's blades are packed in there a little harder, see? They're all really rubbing each other hard. And you've got 3 springs on the back here and brass liners. Now, I bet there's one thing y'all are going to think as we start comparing these, and I'll mention it in a minute. But these are both the same size knife, but they are different style Stockmans. You'll notice this one down here has the more of a Turkish style clip, where the Case has more of a standard style clip. Also, you're going to notice that every one of these examples we're going to look at here, the Case is going to have a canted blade. The Baronson's going to have a straight blade, except for the spade blade, which is always at an angle on a Stockman. So if you like canted blade a lot better than straight blade, or a straight blade better, that might make your decision right there. Next up, we have our sheep's foot blade. Again, notice the Case has a lot of cant to it. As for the blade itself, they're basically identical designs. I mean, there's really no difference. They're both great. Nothing bad to say about either one, except the Case has a lot more cant, and this one is straight as an arrow. And then lastly, we have the spade blade. Now, any of y'all who are familiar with the older Case 47, before it switched to a 3-spring variant, you're going to recognize this spade blade looks more like the older style 47. The newer style 47, as you can see right here from Case, has this flatter, wider spade blade, which looks good, and it's a good, useful blade, but it's not as traditional. This one has the more traditional style of an spade blade. But, the one thing I bet all of us knife guys are thinking as we look at this is what this knife is, basically, is it's an 18 pattern from Case that's the size of a 47 pattern. And if you've ever wanted a larger 18 that's the size of a 47, this is the knife for you. They've both got the same style clip blades. A Turkish or California clip blade, more or less, give or take a little bit. They've both got the exact same style sheep's foot blade. As you can see here, they're spot on in design, see what I'm saying? And lastly, they've both got this same style spade blade. And I find that so interesting how similar these are. See that right there? It's the basic same style. And so, really, if you like the 18 pattern, you're going to love this knife. I like it a lot. Now, the one complaint you always hear about the 15, besides some not liking the California clip blade, they don't like on the 18 the high-riding sheep's foot. You don't have that on this one. From the way they orientated the knife, see, it barely sticks up above the clip. and it don't stick up far above the spay. And I'm telling you, when I'm holding this and using this, I can't even tell it's there. It feels absolutely great. This is probably the most ergonomic Stockman that I've ever held. It feels absolutely great in the hand. So why would you buy this over the case? Maybe price. This one's like $44 shipped to your door. You're going to have a hard time getting this one for under $65 shipped to the door. Of course, you got bone and wood. You could get a bone version of this one that would cost a lot more, closer to this case. But you can't get a wood version of this case that costs closer to the Baron Son, so keep that in mind. The other thing might be if you like the 2 back spring design better than the 3. You can see how much stouter the back springs are. They're bigger and just, I think, a little bit stronger. Width-wise, they're about identical. Really no difference at all, I don't believe. Although I believe the case may widen out a little more right down in the middle. I can't really show that there, but basically, they're basically the same size knife as they'll carry in the pocket. And the other thing would be, why get this one? Why it fits it's got the different style on it. It fits more of a Turkish style Stockman. So now, comparing this to the Barlow here, which one's built better? Honestly, this Stockman might be a little better than the Barlow, because when I buffed the Barlow, I'm talked in the other video how I had to work on the transitions just a little bit, going to the bolster. I didn't have to in this Stockman, so I think the Stockman may have been even a little better off than the Barlow. But you can see that these are from the same family. Very different style knives, but they're from the same family, same handle, and they look good together. So either way, that's pretty neat. If you like one, you're probably gonna like the other. So my conclusion is, if you like traditional knives, and especially if you like Stockmans, you absolutely cannot go wrong with this one right here. This is a beautiful knife. Beautiful design, looks great, feels great, works great, and the price. For an American-made pocket knife, the price on this thing is absolutely great. So I think that's all I have to say about it. I'll give you all updates as I use it and see how it performs, but right off the bat, I got nothing bad to say about it, really. Y'all have a good day. Comment down below and keep your knives sharp. Thanks for watching.